Whether you're brand new to Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma or is just feeling a little lost in the weeds, this video's got you covered. I've been obsessed with Rune Factory for what it feels like a lifetime now, and Guardians of Azuma completely hooked me. So I've gathered 40 tips I wish I knew when I started, and I'm sharing everything to help you have the smoothest, most magical start possible. So let's dive in. Your best move early on is to focus on advancing the main story until you unlock the 4th village, the Winter Village. A lot of the game's exploration is actually gated behind the 4 secret weapons, which you only start collecting after unlocking the villages. Plus, many hard events won't even trigger unless all 4 villages are accessible. So don't stress about clearing every map at first, just follow the story for a while and the world will open up eventually. And the second tip is gold. Keep an eye out for Tsubame from Summer Village. Every time she asks for help, say yes. Why? Because she gives out medals as rewards, usually exotic medals that serve no other purpose than being sold. And these aren't pocket change medals either, we're talking about 10,000 gold per medal. Tsubame is basically sponsoring our farm hustle and we love her for that. Now let's get into some bonding tips. You'll unlock bonding options with characters after you progress through each village's story arc. But if you choose a higher hangout option than your current bond level, they will think you're being rude since you guys aren't close enough, and the friendship will actually drop. But don't worry, those early levels are very easy to raise with simple interactions. Just start with the low effort options that are at least the same skill level as your bond level with them. The conversation topics are random each day, but you can also give gifts or complete personal requests to boost that bond little by little. With that, I give you tip number 4. Each bonding option has a different effect depending on the character's personality. The choices will have a question mark, and after you chose it and saw the effect, when the choice reappears again, it will have an icon telling if it's a loved, liked, or even hated option. If you pick something they like or love, you will get a nice boost to your bond. But if you land on something they dislike, don't worry, you won't lose points, but the matter won't budge. When someone's birthday is coming up, Wooby, as the adorable little ball of fur that he is, will always give you a heads up. He will remind you on the day before and again on the same day so you can be ready with the perfect gift. But here's the thing, when it's someone's birthday, a special celebrate birthday hangout option will appear. That's the only way to give them their birthday gift and also get the friendship birthday bonus. On my first birthday, I gave a gift before choosing the celebrate option and it counted as a normal gift. So then I couldn't choose more hangout options anymore and I had no party, no bonus, it was just me gifting an onigiri in sadness. And sometimes you might notice that some characters just vanish. But don't panic, characters will stroll between villages throughout the day. You won't see them on your map unless you are in the same area, but you can check the villager's icon on this part of the map to see who's currently there. They won't wander out in the wild, so if they're missing, they're just hanging out somewhere cozy, probably judging your outfit from behind a tree. Some bonding interactions trigger special scenes, and yes, they are adorable. You'll see moments like sharing a meal, cuddling under a parasol in the rain, and even more intimate ones like holding hands, hugging, and kissing, which happens once you start dating that character. So if you're not sure who to commit to yet, or you're just out there hoeing around like me, no shame, those bonding scenes can help you decide, or not. You might just fall for all of them, like I did. But some of these interactions I told you are locked behind the social skill tree, so they are totally optional. If you want the full bonding experience, make sure to invest some points there. You will get points as you interact with characters, and if you're a sucker like me for relationships and friendships in farming sims, you will master the social skill tree in no time. But no skill points, no smooches, so keep that in mind. But you don't have to date anyone if you don't want to. Dating and marriage are completely optional. Without dating, your interactions stay friendly, fun, and you can keep enjoying the story and gameplay just fine. So if romance isn't really your thing, that's totally okay. Beat the game and keep playing without dating a single soul, no pressure, no stress. Or you can date everyone at the same time if you want to see all their hard events before deciding who will be the one. There's no jealousy system and no penalty for building your own harem. Just remember, when it's time to marry, you will have to choose one and only one lucky partner. But if you are married and you want to experiment how it feels like to marry another character, you can with the new system Rewoven Fates. This system lets you hop into a parallel timeline before you were married, so you can start dating and marry someone else entirely with no hard feelings. And your previous sweetheart will be waiting for you on your other timeline. It's the perfect way to see what could have been without restarting your whole save. So go ahead, time travel, be a little curious, I won't tell because I am doing the same thing. And nothing says bonding like setting your kitchen on fire together, yes. Once you hit bond level 6 with a character, you will unlock the option to cook together and yep, it gives you a little friendship boost too. But here comes the tip. Certain characters can create unique recipes with you, and those are marked with this special icon in the cooking menu, and I only found out that this was the unique recipe icon like aeons later in the game. I had no idea how to create unique recipes before like 20 hours in. So just make sure that you've unlocked like a lot of base recipes and get different characters to level 6. Then you can experiment and check the cooking menu to see which unique recipes you can make. Okay, this next tip might sound a little weird, but it's not so weird for long-time Rune Factory fans because this is like a recurring theme, but it was stronger in the past and now it's not so much, but it's still here. So when you choose a hangout option at the beach, the river, or the waterfall, your character's crush will show up in their swimsuit. It's a cute moment with friendship boost, and then surprise, surprise, that swimsuit is now unlocked in your wardrobe. You can actually set it as their permanent outfit if you want them fighting Onis and bosses in their flip-flops, and I'm not judging, but yeah, just so you know that swimsuits are only available for marriage characters and they are like alternative outfits. And if you want even more friendship bonus points per day, you can put your favorites in your party. Yeah, they will gain friendship points passively just by tagging along and helping out with exploring and fighting monsters. And that's when tip 15 kicks in. They are not just pretty faces, they need gear to survive just like you, so yeah, don't forget to keep upgrading their equipment too, cause if you forget, they are going to suck. Or hear me out for tip 16. Put monsters in your party instead if you want. They don't need equipment, they don't complain, and some bosses make for terrifyingly good allies, and some serve as mounts too, so you can ride them. So with them in your party, it's just vibes, violence, and no equipment. And if you're having problems with befriending monsters, here's how to recruit one. To befriend a monster, you need to make the plum dance, then you need to defeat the monster, and then you can give a gift. You have 3 chances of getting the right gifts. And you can check their drop list in the menu and just give them something they drop and they will join your squad. It's pretty easy, they like what they produce, you can say. And I was experimenting for a bit and they also enjoyed like some of my crops, so this might come in handy. And higher level monsters equal better daily items, so either tame a strong variant from mid to late game dungeons or just level one up by yourself. Your shipping being will thank you later. But you do need space in your barns for more monsters, so keep in mind that you have to build a lot of barns so you can have a lot of monsters if you want. And anything that you gather, like monster drops, forageables, whatever you want, will go straight into your inventory. There's no more picking things on the ground, so if your inventory is full, they will go straight to storage automatically. And you can manually move stuff from all inventories at campfires, your room, or the shipping shed, and you can also check your storage anytime from the menu. You just can move things from there. It's like window shopping. Yeah, you can only move when you are at campfires or your room or the shipping sheds, like I said. But take care, cause yeah, okay, this one really got me, cause if your inventory is full and you decide to cook something before a big fight, yeah, since you can move things outside from campfires and your room and your shed, like I said, again, you might be defeated since you can heal yourself, especially if you're running out of RP. And even with the drum dance, if you are low on RP, yeah, so remember to organize that bag before you go full Master Chef, or you will be in the boss battle holding an onigiri in sadness again. Still talking about battles, in this game the enemies have weaknesses. And you won't see an enemy's weakness until you actually hit it with the right type of weapon, so yeah, it's time to experiment. Try the blade, the arrow, the sacred weapons, maybe do a sumo pound on their face for science, and once the weakness is revealed, it will pop up next to their name in battle. So yeah, knowledge is power, and it also makes fights way less painful. And another big change in this game is that status ailments don't matter anymore. Yes, poison Paralysis? Yeah, baby stuff, you don't need to worry anymore. Unlike old Rune Factory games, these effects wear off in a few seconds, so yeah, no antidote potion needed, no paragon, no panic. You really don't need to fret anymore. And another big change is that there's no more feigning fee. Yeah, so there's no more charging half of our wallets like it used to when we feigned before, and thank God for that. Now if you get defeated, you just wake up at home in the same day so you can continue your life like nothing happens. The only thing that happens is that you lose a little bit of all-purpose XP when you go to bed at night, but it's like 10 points. Unless you pass out after midnight, then you wake up at 6 AM of the next day, like a responsible adult who passed out in a field. And once the clock hits midnight, your HP starts dripping away like water in a cracked pot. Yes, you can heal yourself, but at 6 AM, you will pass out and lose XP. So no more accidentally dungeon crawling until sunrise, cause this game said touch grass and go to bed. Literally, I mean, they made Kurama say it of all people. And the next thing I have is that the map is your best friend now since the world isn't empty anymore. And everything shows up on the map, like everything, or almost everything. Forageables, mining points, lumber points, fishing points, side quest markers, you name it. So open your map often, it's basically the treasure guide to your daily to-do list. And Tip 25 is a quick guide to all the exploration side quests. We have the cleanup of the Jizo statues that are marked by this icon. You just need to clean the weeds in front of them and they will pop you an onigiri as thanks. And as you clean more and more statues, you will mysteriously start receiving gifts in the morning. We also have the frog hunt where we interact with these chunky little froggos, and yeah, this one you start doing fairly early in the game, so you can check the froggy's icon on the map, and you can get more rewards with this boy that I don't remember the name that will be in Spring Village. We also have the archery challenges that these actually don't show up on the map, and there's one target icon per village, and if you see it in the wild, shoot it, you won't regret it. There's also the talking holes, which are new to me, and I think to everyone, but yeah, this is the onigiri roll side quests. They will be marked by this onigiri icon after you find the first hole in Summer Village. There's one hole per village in the wild, and each one will ask you for a specific type of onigiri, so it might be good to cook one of each type of onigiri variant and keep them in your inventory when exploring. There's also these red shrines that they are not really part of a quest, but those red icons on the map indicates these beautiful red shrines. And when interacted with, they give you free recipes just like the froggies and like most things in the game, which we love that for us. We love some good recipes. And you can check your progress for each side quest in the menu, so don't stress if you forget how many frogs you've smooched. Tip number 26, bathe in the wild. Sure, we've got Kusatsu's bathhouse in Summer Village, but did you know that you can bathe for free? Yep, there are hot springs out in the wild. There's one hidden hot spring per village, and this is where you can find the first one very early in the game in Summer Village, and it's pretty easy to find. The others are gonna need more exploration and different sacred tools for you to get to them, but yeah, I'm showing you the first one, but I'm gonna leave the others for you to find. Gotta keep the mystery sometimes. In going to crafting and foraging, gone are the days of foraging in your jammies at 4 AM. Yeah, in Guardians of Azuma, you can't free craft, even at the cost of spending more HP. You have to unlock the recipe first and then commission the item from a blacksmith or carpenter. So yeah, crafting and foraging costs gold now. The higher the item's level, the better its stats, and the harder it hits your wallets. So forage responsibly. At least we don't spend RHP anymore, but at what cost? And talking about RHP, use them before bed. Don't waste those sweet RHP points, okay? So before sleeping, use your sacred weapons to gain specific XP tied to each tool's skill tree. Using the abilities earns you XP that helps you unlock those upgrade nodes. And each skill tree node uses that weapon's specific experience points to unlock nodes. And don't worry about not being optimal with your skill trees. Stop that, actually, stop. You're doing amazing, and eventually you will unlock every node anyway. Why? Because the game gives you all-purpose XP, the universal currency of effort, which you earn for basically existing, literally. Yeah, all-purpose XP comes at the end of each day by doing like daily stuff and tasks. And they work on any tree, but the self-improvement tree only uses it, so maybe save a bit for that. Okay, let's talk about the village management now. Okay, don't worry about feeling cramped with your tiny development zone, because each village unlocks more space as you raise its rank. This means more room to decorate, build shops, plant crops, and generally live your ectat dreams without stuffing everything into a single tile. So don't be afraid to have an ugly development zone at first, because in the late game you will have all you need to make everything beautiful. Okay, tip number 31, optimize your village roles. Okay, so another tip that I can give you is to focus farming on spring and fall villages since their development zones are way bigger. And you can keep summer and winter villages for shop income, especially the summer village since the default village already includes fully functional shops once you gain control of it. So focus on leveling that one up so you can have enough villagers that you can set to take care of the shops. And I'm not saying for you to not farm on summer and winter village, no, you need to farm, but the farm is going to be a lot smaller. And fire the slackers. Fire them all. Don't be afraid of firing them, okay? Not everyone in Azuma comes with a good work ethic, if I can say it. So if a villager has like trashy stats, you can just evict them. Yes. You can check their stats in the villagers menu and keep an eye for the slackers or big eaters. You unlock new potential residents every night when you sleep, so feel free to save scan before bed and reload if you don't like who shows up. We also have the opposite types of villagers who also have a buff for specific jobs, so it's always good to keep an eye on their stats as well. Also, you can rescue possessed villagers in the wild by defeating monsters with floating orbs around them. After you save them, they will move in. And okay, ADHD squad, this one is for us. This one is pretty common and maybe you already know about it, but I found out way later in the game, so if you somehow missed it, like I did, there is an overhead build view in Terra Tiller. Yeah, this overview build helps a lot, and I mean a lot. You can remove clutter like easily in batches, and you can also like decorate and farm in this mode. So like watering and harvesting the crops are so easy in this mode. Yeah, it's awesome. Also, don't forget to use your sacred weapons for farming, yes. I don't really recommend using the fan and the parasol because it's easier to do what they do in the overview build modes. The fan harvests everything at once and the parasol waters the crops easily, but the overview build mode is easier. But do use the drum and the blade. The drum makes the crops grow faster, but the way to get better level seeds is with the blade. So you use the blade on fully grown crops and you have a chance for higher level seeds. But there's a hack for you to not lose HP doing that. Alternatively, you can just equip the fire sword and cast an attack, like with your blade or whatever weapon you have, and then you will harvest the crops without using a single HP. It works even with the bow. With this hack, you can also unfreeze like ice blocks without wasting HP, which is, yeah, it's an exploit and we love it. But we were talking about the higher level seeds, and if you want better seeds being sold in the stores, you gotta ship the high level crops first. Your villagers will ship them automatically if you assign them to farm, but you do need to use the sacred blade to harvest the seeds so you can have higher level seeds and they can plant these higher level seeds and they can sell the higher level crops so you can actually buy the seeds instead of just reaping everything. And the seeds are actually not locked to any specific village, but the villagers will plant only the seeds that thrive in their own village's climate, you could say. And you can check each crop's best location in the menu, and if it says NA, it will grow just as well anywhere. The only thing is that if they are planted on the village that they thrive better, they will give you more yields, opposed to being planted in another village. Okay, tip 38. Check the shipping bin at the end of the day, okay? Yeah, your villagers might gather cool stuff during the day, so remember to check it every night. You can move crops, dairy, or monster drops to your storage so you can use them for cooking, or quests, or crafting, foraging. So yeah, basically treat the shipping bin like a clearance rack, so you can have a bit of everything in storage. And tip 39, actually keep the weeds. Seriously, don't ship the weeds. Weeds are actually very useful for crafting, plus you can gather more every day in front of the dragon and god shrines by swiping the leaf piles. And last but not least, set the contests. Yeah, your own contests. You might notice that Guardians of Azuma doesn't have really that many festivals, but that is because you can schedule contests. Yeah, these are little festivals and they are literally contests for you to participate, and if you win, you get a prize, you get friendship boost, and you raise overall village happiness. And the best part, you can schedule them anytime on holidays. And they don't keep locked to a fixed date each year, so you can like have a bunch of festivals whenever you want, and if you don't want, you just don't have contests. Yeah, I hope these tips help you avoid some of the chaos that I went through. Like, seriously, I learned some of the things the hard way. And yeah, I would love to know if this video helped you in any way, and tell me what you're loving or struggling with in Azuma. Also, if you have a tip that can help us, drop it down below so we can all know about it. I'm very excited about this channel and I want to make it a safe space for us to discuss games of this genre that I absolutely adore, and also help each other when possible. Now, go forth, stay hydrated, and remember, life is short, let the villagers do the farming. Catch you in the next harvest. Bye bye!